Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to the VRS Sprint Championship here from Nurburgring in this beautiful country of Germany at one of the best tracks, in my opinion, in the world. One of the most famous tracks in the world, that is for sure. My name is Tyler Max, and alongside me today is Ryan Walker in the commentary booth, just like usual. Ryan, welcome, and welcome to this amazing track with so much history, and it should be an amazing race today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say it again. Good evening, Tyler.
Yeah, welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to the VRS Sprint Championship here from Nurburgring in this beautiful country of Germany at one of the best tracks, in my opinion, in the world. One of the most famous tracks in the world, that is for sure. My name is Tyler Max, and alongside me today is Ryan Walker in the commentary booth, just like usual. Ryan, welcome, and welcome to this amazing track with so much history, and it should be an amazing race today.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Tyler.
Yeah, just like you said, right now we have currently 40 degrees area ambient temperature and 25 degrees track temperature here, which is one of the best tracks in my opinion in the world. Just as we're just going to go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the start of the race here, because we have a very short formation lap here at Nurburgring. We'll come down to a very nice amazing thing there. I don't believe that we're going to be able to get too much of the grid done, but I will go ahead and let you take over the grid. Maybe we can be the first, like, 5 people. Yeah, just like you said, right now we have currently 40 degrees area ambient temperature and 25 degrees track temperature here, which is one of the best tracks in my opinion in the world. Just as we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the start of the race here, because we have a very short formation lap here. Yeah, and there we go, here on to the racing. We don't have much time there, but green flag is in the air. They are racing here in Nurburgring, and you can see there, Maurice, I believe, got an absolutely amazing start as we head down into turn number 1 now. I believe that's going to be Alexander Luskis around the outside there up into P1. So he's going to move up several positions. We're going to jump back here to the midfield, just a little bit further back. Everyone kind of just keeping it clean there. But we will look back at your race leader now. So your race leader is going to bend down through the Grand Prix section here. In my opinion, one of the harder parts of this track. But you can see there, he's just going to wind his way through now all the way around and into the north side section. Down into turn number 1 now. I believe that's going to be Alexander Luskis around the outside there up into P1. So he's going to move up several positions. We're going to jump back here to the midfield, just a little bit further back. Everyone kind of just keeping it clean there. But we will look back at your race leader now. So your race leader is going to bend down through the Grand Prix section here. In my opinion, one of the harder onto the famous North Life, and I believe that we are going to have more audio issues again this week, just like we have had in previous ones. But just looking just a little bit further back here, we can see Sanginalo Petrolini. So sorry, this is very hard names, just like usual in the VRS Sprint Championship. He is moving up some positions now. We got pretty close all the way through here, so we're just going to look a little bit further back in this absolute cluster of cars as they head into onto the chicane here before heading onto the north side. So we will look back at your leader, Alexander Luskis. I believe I said that correctly there, but as he goes down, winding through the north side, one of the most difficult sections of this track is this kind of this first section. The part of the track is very fast, but also very tight and twisty and technical at the exact same time. It's definitely something this absolute cluster. Definitely something that's definitely a challenge for these drivers here today. The chicane here before heading on to the north side. So we will look back at your leader, Alexander Luskis. I believe I said that correctly there, but as he goes down, winding through the north side, one of the most difficult sections of this track. We have some audio issues as well. Again this week, we do apologize for that. We're having some Discord audio issues, just like usual. You're definitely not what we want here at the start of the broadcast, but we will go ahead and trudge through it though as we head now down the hill into one of the fastest corners on the entire track, as we can also see there, these two going absolutely at it right now. Andreas does back out on Sebastian there, but I believe he will be trying it one more time. So as they kind of roll around here, we look at the battle for second. Tofir, Riesemann, Maurice, and Ledger. That is your top. That is 2 through 5, and Luskis is out in the lead, so he is currently pulling away from everyone. out in the lead. You can see the gaps there. Everyone actually really staying close. This is actually kind of unusual for us in the VRS Sprint Championship. We usually see everyone kind of spread out at the beginning, but a few battles. But right now we're looking at pretty much close, within half a second to 7/10 throughout the entire field. Reeson and Maurice and Ledger, that is your top. That is 2 through 5, and Ruskis is out in the lead, so he is currently pulling away from everyone. Out in the lead, you can see the gaps there. Everyone actually really staying close. This is actually kind of unusual for us in the VRS Sprint Championship. We usually see everyone kind of spread out at the beginning, but a few battles. But right now we're looking at pretty much close, within half a second to 7/10 throughout the entire field. Yeah, a lot of different variation of cars, but like you said, a lot of Mercedes here. I think that's definitely going to be the car of choice for this week. Obviously, the Nurburgring 24 is this weekend, so great time for all these drivers to get some practice in and get some experience on the Nordschleife and racing on the Nordschleife. Obviously, this is only a 40-minute race compared to the 24-hour race that they would be doing this weekend, but still, it is still practice nonetheless, something that is a good thing for a lot of drivers to get. Yeah, a lot of different variation of cars, but like I said, a lot of Mercedes here. I think that's definitely going to be the car of choice for this week. Obviously, the Nurburgring 24 is this weekend, so great time for all these drivers to get some practice in and get some experience on the Nordschleife and racing on the Nordschleife. Obviously, this is only a 40-minute race compared to the 24-hour race that they would be doing this weekend, but still, it is still practice nonetheless, something that is a good thing for a lot of drivers to get. A lot of different variation of cars, but like I said, a lot of Mercedes here. I think that's definitely going to be the car of choice for this week. Obviously, the Nurburgring 24 is this weekend, so great time for all these drivers to get some practice in and get some experience on the Nordschleife. Yeah, definitely. And you're just watching now. I'm just pulling you here on board with Steen Ledger. He is pretty much all in the back of this train and just watching them, and you know if they make any sort of mistake, he is going to be the one to capitalize. And now we head into possibly one of the most famous sections on the entire racetrack. I don't know exactly what this corner is called, but definitely one of the coolest sections of the track, being a very, very banked corner all the way through. So as they head up the hill now, this is another one of the very tight sections of the racetrack that it's just so difficult. It's so hard to get a good camera angle through here, so let's put you back on board with Steen. But as they do go up the hill and down, this is just one of the most tight sections of the entire racetrack. Like you said, it's pretty much a one line all the way through here, and hope that no one in front of you makes a mistake, because if they do, then you're going to have an absolute terrible time trying to get by. All the way through. So as they head up the hill now, this is another one of the very tight sections of the racetrack that it's just so difficult. It's so hard to get a good camera angle through here, so let's put you back on board with Steen. But as they do go up the hill and down, this is just one of the most tight sections of the entire racetrack. Like you said, it's pretty much a one line. Yeah, definitely pretty much only one way to end through here. It's nearly impossible to get the car through here if you do end up having a terrible section of the racetrack. And just like I said, we do apologize for the Discord audio issues. Not too sure if it's happening on the stream, but I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it certainly is happening on the stream as well. But sorry about that one. We are trying to do everything we can to get these issues resolved. We look back here at Steen Ledger. He is all on the back of Andrea Morsi. So these two going, and Ledger, he is going to get the move done. So Morsi is going to drop back just a little bit now. And now Ledger sets his sights on Racing ahead of him to try and catch up. Now, like you said, I believe me and you talked about this before the stream. This race is only going to be about 5 laps here in the Nordschleife, but that just shows you how long 5 laps really are. Being that 5 laps is 40 minutes as Ledger gets a little bit on the grass there, but is going to regain it nicely. Now we go down onto the longest straightaway on this entire track. Going, it looks to be just over a few miles or a few kilometers if you are in Europe. But Ledger is going to have to defend here from Maurice. Maurice all on the back of him now. So we'll see how this goes down. This race is only going to see if he can't get a move down the inside. This is going to go into one of the hardest braking zones of the entire track, being that they're going to carry just so much speed down into here. We'll see exactly how much speed Ledger will carry down into here, as it's going to be just about 270 kilometers on the exit. They make contact! and they's around. They're both going to crash. I'm going to try to get a replay of that one for you there, but unfortunate between those two. Yeah, so I believe that was a little bit of net code. It looked like to me. It doesn't look to me like Ledger and one of the hardest breaking zones Maurice made any contact on my screen, but nonetheless, they did make contact in the race, so and that was Maurice around. So unfortunate to the lap for them, but Ledger still in P4, maintaining nicely, but he's got a long way to go. Around, they're both going to crash. I'm going to try to get a replay of that one for you there, but unfortunate between those two. Yeah, so I believe that was a little bit of net code. It looks like to me. It doesn't look to me like Ledger and one of the hardest breaking zones Maurice made any contact on my screen, but nonetheless, they did make contact in the race, so and that was Maurice around. So unfortunate to the lap for them, but Ledger still in P4, maintaining nicely, but he's got as we look back at this battle now, we're still having some audio issues, Ryan. Try to just jump on in there with you, but yeah, we're just having some audio issues. I'm getting a lot of cutout this time, but yeah, but nonetheless, we do look back at this front battle now. This is closed down now to just about 0.6 of a second, so this one is definitely getting close indeed for the lead of the race, as we're going to see there's everyone's actually really spread out now on the stage of the race, so everyone is kind of spreading out, and this is one of the tracks where the lap is so long, so I'm going to wonder when everyone's going to start hitting. I would not be surprised if everyone starts hitting on lap 3 or 4, and then only does the last lap, because the lap here is nearly 8 minutes long, so you're almost 10 minutes for a lap, so you can almost not even get 4 laps done here. You can just about get 5 laps done here, so this is definitely one of the tracks where it's just so difficult to get passing made and things like that, so you almost have to get by people here on strategy. Kind of spreading out, and this is one of the tracks where the lap is so long, so I'm going to wonder when everyone's going to start hitting. I would not be surprised if everyone starts hitting on lap 3 or 4, and then only does the last lap, because the lap here is nearly 8 minutes long, so you're almost 10 minutes for a lap, so you can almost not even get 4 laps done here. You can just about get 5 laps done here, so this is definitely one of the tracks where it's just so difficult to get passing made and things like that, so you almost have to get by people here on strategy. Kind of spreading out, and this is one of the tracks where the lap is so long. So yeah, and with this track being that it is so hard to pass at, and it being that it is so long, that if you can jump into the pits a little bit early, there is a good possibility of you being able to jump the person ahead of you. If you really do have the pace over them, you can just easily jump the person ahead of you. You don't have to take the risk of passing, because it is such a risk. And there he goes! Loose. Oh, they're going to contact, and that was Tolfier into the wall. I can't say that I can't put the blame, sorry, and more contact. This track being so that was some heavy bit of contact there. I'm going to try to get a replay for you and say, here he goes. You can see he did block, and there was Lucifer, yeah, I believe there was Lucifer, and yeah, they just made contact on the exit. I can't put the blame there on Andre Ludacris, so I do have to put the blame in there. He is hit again, so that's unfortunate. Oh, they're going to contact, big heavy bit of contact, and he is going to be back into the pit lane now, so more contact. Everyone just needs to keep it clean here. If you can keep it clean here at the Orange Light, you can pretty much finish inside the top 10 because, or even have a decent position, because there's going to be so many people that crash here that it is almost near impossible to not have a bad race, or to have a good race if you're trying to be super aggressive. You just need to just be super calm here at the Orange Light to get by people. I do think that was a little bit of an aggressive move from Ludacris, but Tolfier definitely was at fault in the second bit of that incident. Everyone just needs to keep it clean here. If you can keep it clean here at the Orange Light, you can pretty much finish inside the top 10 because, or even have a decent position, because there's going to be so many people that crash here that it is almost near impossible to not have a bad race, or to have a good race if you're trying to be super aggressive. You just need to just be super calm here at the Orange Light to get by people. I do think that was a little bit of an aggressive move from progress. But Tokyo definitely was at fault in the second bit of that incident. Everyone just needs to keep it clean here. If you can keep it clean here at the North Side, you can pretty much finish inside the top 10 or even have a decent position, because there's going to be so many people that crashed here that it is almost near impossible to not have a bad race or to have a good race if you're trying to be super aggressive. You just need to be super calm here at the North Side to get by people. I do think, yeah, like you said, it's better to almost give up a second around this place than try to go for that extra second and end up putting it under the wall, because that's going to cost you a lot more time than that second that you could have gained would have gave you. But we're looking here at this battle, and just going to jump up here. So Triego is going to go right around the outside there. Reviman, so he is going to move up now into P4. So like you said there, but Steen Ledger, he is a perfect example of this. Really, any of these guys that have moved up 9, 10 places, 11 places, these guys are great examples of this. They kept it clean in this race, and they were able to capitalize on that perfectly by keeping it clean. So if, go ahead and get you the gain of positions there on the left-hand side. So pretty much anyone that you see on the left-hand side that's moved up 9, 10, 8, 11 places, even 7 places, those guys are just the guys who have kept it clean for this race and not pushed too hard. It's not even a bad idea. If you have to, just give up a guy a position. If it's going to be a thing where he wants to get too aggressive to get by you, it's better just to give up the position and just be like, okay, go ahead, than to go and put it into the wall trying to battle by keeping it clean. So if, go ahead and get you the gain of positions there on the left-hand side. So pretty much anyone that you see on the left-hand side that's moved up 9, 10, 8, 11 places, even 7 places, those guys are just the guys who have kept it clean for this race and not pushed too hard. It's not even a bad idea. If you have to, just give up a guy a position. If it's going to be a thing where he wants to get too aggressive to get by you, it's better just to give up the position and just be like, okay, go ahead, than to go and put it into the wall trying to battle. So if, go ahead and get you the gain of positions there on the left-hand side. So pretty much anyone that you see on the left-hand side that's moved up 9, 10, 8, 11 places, 7 places, those guys are just the guys who have kept it clean for this race and not pushed too hard. Yeah, definitely has the pace to get the win here, because obviously, just like you said, he does have damage. You could visually see that on the front end of that car, but still absolutely pushing through and just able to get through there really fine. So obviously the damage not hurting him too much, but he is the #1 car, so and there he goes. He looks to the inside, he can't get it, but that is going to just knock Ludicrat off the line, so that's just going to allow him, but yeah, he's just going to back out just a little bit there. He knows there's no sense in fighting him come to the top of the hill, but here we go. This is going to be a drag race now down the front, down the back straightaway. This is going to really let you know whether Steen has some aero damage or not, because it is just such a long straightaway, but he is just tucked up in the slipstream right now, and this is going to be a good camera view of them coming by right now. So there you go, there's those two now heading down into one of the tightest braking zones and one of the tightest corners on the track for the speed he's come into it at. Just like we said last time, he's coming almost 270 kilometers an hour. This is going to be a drag race. It's such a hard braking zone for this driver, but it's also one of the best passing opportunities on the track, and they aren't going to go too wide through it. No, Letcher is going to get the move done over Ludicrous, so he is going to move up another spot now. It's absolutely amazing job there by Steen Letcher. There you go, there's those two heading down into one of the tightest braking zones, one of the tightest corners on the track for the speed he's come into it at. Just like we said last time, he's coming almost 270 kilometers. Yeah, maybe trying that undercut, like we were saying, is not a bad idea to try. This is definitely well within the pit window for these cars. These cars can go about 30 minutes into the race, so they can do just about 30 to 35 minutes on fuel. So these definitely should have enough now. But here is definitely one of the tracks that if you're going to try a strategy, this is the place to try it. As we look just a little bit further back there, I believe that some position shuffling just went on. I don't think I actually caught that there, but we will be trying that undercut, like we were saying, it's not here with one of your other drivers. Appears to Ronnie Keelan window to these cars. A few spots now. I believe he's up 9 spots. Yeah, so pretty much right now, your biggest movers in this race, if I can get the here is definitely one of the tracks that if you're going to try right now, what I'm saying, zone is currently your biggest mover, or increased kick. Shuffling just went on. That name, but I believe that those two are your biggest movers at this point. So those guys really took the strategy that we were saying of just kind of keeping it calm here in the first 2 laps of Nurburgring, because if I look down at my thing here, so many drivers have crashed. I think we have probably about 7 drivers right now that have crashed just so far. So it's just, you've just got to be so careful. Zone is currently your biggest mover, or position shuffling just went on. Butchered that name, but I believe that those two are your biggest movers at this point. So those guys really took the strategy that we were saying of just kind of keeping it calm here in the first 2 laps of Nurburgring, because if I look down at my thing here, so many drivers have crashed. I think we have probably about 7 drivers right now that have crashed just so far. So it's just, you've just got to be so careful. Zone is currently your biggest mover, or position shuffling just went on. That name, but I believe that those two are your biggest movers at this point. So those guys really took the strategy that we were saying of just kind of keeping it calm here in the first 2 laps of Nurburgring, because if I look down at my thing here, so many drivers have crashed. I think we have probably about 7 drivers right now that have crashed just so far. So it's just, you've just got to be so careful. Yeah, definitely been a pretty decent one so far, as pretty much seeing everyone is spread out except for maybe Casper's zone here. So we will just focus on him just for the time being. So he is moving up. I mean, he is on an absolute charge forward, but he's also just kept it clean. It's just one of the most important things around this track, and this is something that I think we're going to see, and these drivers are definitely going to get. If these drivers, it's their first, maybe their first major endurance race going into this, if they are doing the Nurburgring 24 this weekend, it is a great tool to have this VRS Sprint Championship to just really be able to test in what you can and can't get away with here at Nurburgring in race conditions, because it's great to know if you can do that testing. But whenever you've got 30 other cars on the track, it's amazing to be able to have this to test and really learn everything. I think that's why we're seeing many of these drivers here today, and why we're seeing some close lap times, to be honest with you, across the board, because most of these drivers are doing Nurburgring 24 this weekend. It is a great tool to have this VRS Sprint Championship to just really be able to test what you can and can't get away with here at Nurburgring in race conditions, because it's great to know if you can do that testing. But whenever you've got 30 other cars on the track, it's amazing to be able to have this to test and really learn everything. I think that's why we're seeing many of these drivers here today, and why we're seeing some major close lap times, to be honest with you, across the board, because most of these drivers are doing Nurburgring. Yes, just a big slide for him there, I think. What you can and can't get away with here at Nurburgring. But yeah, so as we do focus back on this battle here, so this is another one of the close battles here on the track. Fier Rodriguez and Molly Cavera. I think I pronounced that name right, but there we go. You can see him there looking left and looking right, as he will get that move done, I believe. Yes, he will. So Rodriguez will back out of that move. Molly Cavera is up another spot now, so he's just going to move up another spot up into P4. So we're actually seeing a little bit of moves going on now here in this race, but we're just going to go ahead. So this is another one of the Steam Ledger right now, absolutely killing the field right now, 13.5 seconds ahead of everyone. I think I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys get an amazing on board with him now through probably one of the coolest sections in the entire racetrack. So this is one of the most difficult, but also one of the coolest sections in the entire racetrack. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you go ahead and take it on board with Steam here for this section. We're actually seeing a little bit of moves going on now here in this race, but we're just going to go ahead. So this is another one of the Steam Ledger right now, absolutely killing the field right now, 13.5 seconds ahead of everyone. I think I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys get an amazing on board with him now through probably one of the coolest sections in the entire racetrack. So this is one of the most difficult, but also one of the coolest sections in the entire racetrack. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you go ahead and take it on board with Steam. We're actually seeing a little bit of moves going on now here in this race, but we're just going to go ahead. So this is another one of the Steam Ledger right now, so Rodriguez 13.5 seconds ahead of everyone. I think I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys get an amazing on board with him now through probably one of the coolest sections in the entire racetrack. Alright, so we're back here. Hopefully you did enjoy that nice onboard there with Steen. Sorry for a little bit of connection issues, actually. We're having some weird connection issues, but we will look back here at Rodriguez, who is currently just 9/10 behind now Molivera. So he is trying to close that gap back down again, but we will actually... this is look a little bit farther back on Ante, as he is going to try to get by, or he will get by Meh there. So Zone is also very, very close. So this is a very close 5-car battle here on this racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. The Nords life, once again, that yeah, you can always get close racing around here. And looking at this park at the moment, this park of cars, it's just yeah, it looks like it looks like there's one Audi stuck in so yeah, it's exciting for the start of the race. It looks like the Mercedes is the preferred car around here just because of the handle and the characteristics of the car as well. It looks like this is I've heard good things about the Mercedes around here. It seems to handle really well. It seems to work around the Nordschleife for some reason.
Yeah, I have personally driven that. I can totally vouch for that car. It is, in my opinion, the best car to drive around the Nordschleife. It's just got so much grip through some of these high-speed sections. While it does have a little bit of understeer, if you can get a setup that kind of can counteract that, or you can just know that it's coming, you can really anticipate it and make it work so well. As we're going to see, Andreasen he's going to go try him down the inside of Zone, but Zone is just going to hold it there, and he is going to remain in P14. So this is a nice little midfield scrap going on right now. These guys really starting to get the elbows out. We're just 25 minutes into this 40-minute race. As you can see, Zone is now going to go back by Miecha, as I absolutely butchered that name again. I am very, very sorry. As Steen Letcher is going to go purple right now with an 808.25. And I believe, if I'm looking down here, that is currently 5 seconds a lap faster than second place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably the quickest lap of the race so far. And yeah, just look at the live timing as well. It looks like P3, P4, and P3, P4, and P5 are in the pits at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I believe, yes, we do have P3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So they're all in the pit lane now at one time. So that is a bit interesting there. So they're all going to choose to jump into the pit lane at a single point. So that's not really often that we actually see that in the VRS Sprint Championship. And there's all the way through 10th now into the pit lane. So you can just see how many people. And you can also see how good of a job right now, currently, Ledger currently has about a 44-second gap over Lucasy. So we'll see if he can make that time up any on this lap, and if Ledger will lose a spot to him in the pit lane. So as we wind around now, we are going to go back to Grodadowski, as he is currently just 0.4 of a second behind Zone right now. So he is currently just really close to Zone now. Just about 0.3 of a second as they work their way through the Grand Prix section of the Nurburgring 24-hour layout. As Zone is actually going to pull over. I believe he does have a slowdown there, so that is basically just going to give Dorostkity an absolute just free pass right through there. So just trying to find some battles for you guys. Riesemann and down here in 14th, so he is down 10 spots right now, so he has had an absolute nightmare of a race so far, considering most people have done their pit stop, but he is currently battling with Marcel Brapurach, so he is going to look left and right, just going to try to get that done, but he does have so much damage on the car, I just don't expect him to be able to get that move done anytime soon.
Yeah, so I'll probably say this is the stage of the race that everyone will try and make up some more positions and try and finish in a better position. But yeah, around the Nordschleife as well, you can't really take any risks or try any silly moves. As we've seen in the early stages of the race, some people have tried some silly moves and it's ended up in disaster for them. But the ones that have kept out of trouble, and not done anything silly. Yeah, managed to keep some positions, and yeah, just look at the Thiago obviously gained a whole load of positions, and yeah, he's currently sitting in P4 at the.
Yeah, so we're just looking here. If you look at the positions there on the left-hand side of your screen on the little board there, so we are seeing most people have made up positions that are inside the top 20. They are the people who have kept it clean. Currently, your people who have not finished are, I believe, 25, 24, and down. So all the way down to 30. So those are your not finishers so far in this race. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple of more of those added to the list come the final few laps, considering that, you know, people really start getting very antsy on the last few laps. They really, okay, I need to start making up positions, and especially with the Nordschleife being 7 minutes, that's almost like going 7 laps around other tracks. So it's something where they just really have got to make up those moves like really fast if they want to have a chance to get onto the next position, because if you get held up 4 seconds around this place, it's very, very hard to close up 4 seconds, but it's also 4 more seconds you got to catch up to be able to gain that next position.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're still looking at this battle for P4 between Thiago and Nico, the Nico behind him in P5. And yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure who. Who still has to pit. I think some people have already made a pit stop, but also looking up at the front as well. It looks like Loader's not made a pit stop yet. Neither has P3, but it looks like the rest of the field, apart from P14, have already made a pit stop.
Yeah, so pretty much everyone has already dove into the pit lane, so we will try to keep an eye on that. If anybody the pit lane, I will jump up to them and just to kind of get some gaps on where they are, comparison to everyone else. But right now, it definitely appears that Steen Letcher is having absolutely zero problem pulling away from Alexander Lukraski, as he is right now 38 seconds, so he has gained, I believe, just about 10 seconds so far.
Yeah, there's battle between and Nico is starting to heat up, and it looks like Nico trying to make a move, but around this section of the track, it's a bit difficult to make a move just because this section is so tight.
Yeah, definitely a very tight section of the track. So it's just, if we go on board here, this will really, really show you how tight this section really is. I mean, if you make a mistake, you are going straight into those walls. There is absolutely almost no saving the car in this section of the track. So you've just got to make sure that you are absolutely on your game through this section, not make any risky moves, not try anything risky. Just keep it in a straight line and get it through this section, because there is sections of this track where you really can push for position, and this is just not one of those sections.
Yeah, absolutely. If we push too much in this part, it's the tight settings, and as you say, if you make a mistake, there's no way for you to hide. The only way you're going to go most of the time is into that wall.
Yeah, and as we look back at this battle here between Rapuch and Wariski, so I believe I said those names right. Like I said, we have absolutely impossible names here in the VRS Sprint Championship, but we make it through. But so that battle has just extended just a little bit, so I will focus now back on the battle up in the front. So these guys all pretty much separated now. I think we have 3 drivers, yeah, just separated by half a second each. It's half a second to 6/10. So, but these guys all staying very well close together. I'm just looking over on the track map on the right-hand side to see, and I believe that was Falkenstein giving up the positions to Malafrava and Lurillo. So those 2 drivers are able to get by him. I believe he had to slow down. Not an easy, or not a very hard thing, I should say, to get in this section of the Nordschleife. You drop a wheel and it's pretty much an instant slowdown here. So this track is just one of those tracks where it rewards people for pushing hard, but it also very much hurts them if they step over the line. It's kind of a track where you can get to the line, but it won't let you step over it. And if you do, it hurts you tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had some slowdowns around here in the past, especially in that tight twisty section. If you take too much curb, you can get a slowdown, which can cost you big time around here. But I think over 24-hour race this weekend, if you can get a slowdown in the early stages of the race, it's not really anything to worry about, just because you can make that time back up as the race goes on.
Yeah, and pretty much what I've been talking with my endurance team this week, pretty much what everyone has come to the general consensus of: if you can make it through the night, the 24-hour, you will be okay, because the night here is just going to be so difficult, and we will see quite a bit of sunset here, but I don't believe that we will actually see a full sunset this time. But we'll look back at your leader to see if he does come out ahead of Lucas, if he will be able to come out ahead. So we will look back there at Alexander. So he is going to pretty much, it's going to be a very close one here on the exit of the pit lane. And yeah, so that is going to be Lukraski up into P1. So Ledger's going to have to make this position up, because I believe this is going to be white flag.
Yep, I believe this will be the final lap. We had just looking at the time, 34 minutes of coming to the section. Coming to the section. So yeah, it looks like Ledger's going to have to get the lead back.
Yeah, gonna have to get the lead back, but he is definitely in this range to do it, just 0.4 of a second behind. But we also see that battle for 3 and 4 also close up as well. So Mari Moncavera is also just closing up there to Lureo, so he is closing that gap now to just about 0.4 of a second. So they are very, very close, as the battle for the lead is also heating up, just 0.3 of a second as they head through the tail end here of the GP section. We will go into probably one of the most exciting corners on the GP section coming up next, into the fast chicane, I should say, and then into the very demanding Nordschleife section. So this is just a little bit of a guide here for the first little bit of this, or last little bit of the GP section. The first little bit, I will let you right on board here with Alexander Luskris as he fends off Steen Ledger. There we go. Those two. Very, very close indeed. This is pretty much the closest battle on the entire track, so I'm going to try to stick with this one here for the time being. But, so right here, there you go. This is definitely the closest battle on the track, and this is for first, and this is for right now, P1 in this race. So this is definitely going to be an interesting battle. If Ledger's not able to get by in this first section, you know that Lucreci is going to be absolutely defending like no tomorrow in that last sector.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, just looking at this battle for the lead between Lukaczek and Ledger, and yeah, I think it's just about, just a matter of time before he makes a move and gets the lead. But I think it's just a matter of when or where he can make it, especially this section as well. It's so difficult to make a move, but I think if I was Ledger, I'd possibly just wait a little bit and try and make a move in the last sector.
Yeah, definitely a good place to make the move. It's definitely a difficult section, because it's like, if you cannot get by in this middle, you cannot pass in this middle sector. Let's just be honest here. It is absolutely not possible to pass in the middle part of this lap. It's pretty much, you either get by in that first section, which we just pretty much passed the last few passing places. There are a couple in this section right here, but that's just about it. And then you go into the last sector. Those are pretty much the two only passing places, the good passing places, the safe ones. around this racetrack. Now, while if you want to force it in, you can really force it in this sector, and it doesn't leave them much a choice to back out of it. As you did see, Ledger kind of looked to go down the inside there, but it was a nice defending there by Lukraski. So we'll jump back on board with him as well, because this battle is just the best, in my opinion, right now on the racetrack. It is the closest battle on the racetrack, that's for sure. But as they head up the hill now, you can see pretty much both of those drivers going for every last tenth that they can through this section, trying to, okay, if the other driver makes a mistake, and there goes Ledger, he is going to go down the inside now, and he will slide, but he will still get the move. I believe he will, as it is going to be a drag race, but I believe Ledger will get it. No, he will back out of it going through that section, but that would have been an absolutely amazing move if he was able to make that work.
Yeah, that was absolutely unbelievable. Just so good on the entry of the corner, and just I thought the two of them were going to have contact. Somehow these guys managed to make it through the but yeah, I think this part was going to go down right down to the wire.
Yeah, definitely going to be a close battle all the way through. There is another one with Lurio and Malacrava, so these two just, excuse me there, little bit more separation, so we will head back to this battle for the lead, as it's definitely not calming down anytime soon, as they head through the very famous long sweeping carousel, the banked carousel, definitely one of the most famous corners in the world, and probably one of the most famous corners in motorsport, as we head up through now into one of the tighter sections of the racetrack. This is definitely one of the tightest sections on the entire racetrack, as this next few section of corners, probably 5 to 10 corners, are the tightest and the most unlikely that you will see a move. So if Ledger wants it, he's going to have to make that move into the final few section of corners and on that back straightaway.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I was Ledger, I would possibly try and wait behind as long as possible, and then wait until the long back straight heading up for the final few corners. I think that's his best opportunity to make a move. But I think making a move on that straight, it's just a matter of timing it perfectly, so it looks as if he can't make a move back, or can't get back right.
Yeah, definitely an important one, so I will let you ride on board from there to see if he will make that move, but it is crucial if he wants a good run out of that last straightaway. Like you said, a very difficult move to make, but definitely if he wants a good run out of this corner, he's gonna have to get a perfect next section, because right now he is dropping back just a little bit, down to 3/10 from 2/10, so he lost just about a 10 through that section, but he is still staying right there on him. But as he is going to run through here, if Ludicrosy makes any sort of a mistake through here, Ledger's going to capitalize, and the same goes if Ledger makes a mistake. Ludicrosy is going to also capitalize, but Ledger, this is definitely one of his better sections, as we just see now down to 2/10 of a second through there as we look in here on the live timing. But he is going to draw back just a little bit, but the draft is definitely going to be on his side here. So we'll jump on there with him, see what kind of a slipstream he can get. I believe he's in some good slipstream now. So yeah, he's on a very hard toe down into one of the tightest sections and one of the slowest corners on the racetrack.
Back by him, but they're side by side as they head up to the final few corners. I think it's going to be a game of contact.
They both go wide, and that's Luraski into the wall. Ledger will go through, so we'll see if I can't get a replay for you there. But Steen Ledger is going to cross the line. He today's race, so great job by him, and definitely going to try to get a replay here after that race is done. Malcarva comes home in third, Lurio, and I believe it's going to be Colleen in fourth if they just get through the last few corners here. But we'll get this replay for you here. Sorry, go back another 10 seconds. All right, so here he goes. He just gave him a little bit too much room, overcooked it, and just went straight through the grass there. So we'll jump here with Ledger. We'll go back another 10 seconds. Yeah, so here we go. he runs wide. I think Letcher can just see that happening, and then, yeah, they just make a little bit of contact. I kind of have to put that one on Luaski, as he just got onto the grass a little bit too much there. Just wasn't really able to save it, keep it on the road, just had to cut the corner there. But nonetheless, both of them do get through. And up now in as we do look back just a little bit more. As I am going to just, yeah, pretty much everyone cycling through the finish line now. We don't have drivers left to cycle through, but that was an absolutely amazing race. Super close, all the way down to the wire for the lead. I don't believe that we will see any change of positions on this little battle here between Kronner and Once, so I believe that these two will just stay the same. But amazing race at the front, especially on that last lap. Actually, some very close racing, despite how difficult the track was and how long the track is here in Nurburgring, but definitely an amazing end of the race.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. Yeah, the battle for the win going right down to the wire into the last corner. Unfortunately, the two leaders ended up having a tiny bit of contact, but yeah, fantastic racing throughout the field. And yeah, I think it's a taster of what to expect in the Nurburgring 24 hours this weekend. In the iRacing special event. But yeah, that was fantastic to watch. And yeah, unfortunately, we had the issues with Discord, which was a bit annoying. But overall, it was a fantastic race to watch and commentate on.
Yeah, definitely a good one there to commentate on here, as I am going to try to get the leader, or your race winner here, Steen Ledger, in here for an interview here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead now and let you take us through the race results.
Yep, absolutely. For some reason the results are not not up on your screen, but I can try and read it off live timing. So yeah, Steen Ledger takes the win in the very last corner, but I had contact with Alexander Lukaszek, who finishes in second. Third place was Miko Malcavara. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong. Fourth place is Tiago Larero. Fifth place is Ronnie Kilian. Sixth place is Fer Rodriguez. Seventh place is Timo Reipen. Eighth place is Marcel Vorsischek. Ninth place is Sebastian Reitman. And rounding at the top 10 was Michael Grodowski.
Yep, definitely a good one there. And I do know why your racers, not everyone has finished. So that is why we're not able to get the race results up. So yeah, awesome race this week. I don't know if you know the schedule, but I actually don't know the schedule for the rest of the season. I don't know if you know, but I believe we have an amazing race next time as well. I kind of remember that it's going to be at a good track. I just can't quite exactly remember which track it's at, but yeah, definitely an amazing race. Good, hard racing here because it is such an amazing track. But hopefully we'll get some good racing throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just having a quick look at the schedule as well, just to see what track we're at next week. I believe it now. Oh, next week it is a Circuit of the Americas, which should be an interesting track for this series.
Yeah, definitely an interesting track for them in the series. It's just something that's a little bit different in general. It's a track that definitely is going to be benefiting some very different kinds of cars. I think that we're going to see a very wide variety of cars there in that one. So we do have Steen Ledger here in our waiting room. So we'll go ahead and pull him in here now. There we go. So Steen, awesome job in that race. A little bit of contact there at the end, but you were able to come through for the win. So definitely a good race, close racing all the way through. What was your take on it?
Well, that end incident was not a case of him hitting me at all. Neither of us were making the corner. It was good fun, though. I felt a bit harsh for going down the inside after the Adenauer Bridge, but it was good fun.
Yeah, it was definitely didn't look like either one of you guys were going to make that move stick. It was pretty much just going to see who was going to break a later. But yeah, nice job again though. Definitely a close race, and this obviously this is at the same track that the Nurburgring 24 is at. So how does this give you a good base understanding of how the first maybe lap's going to go at Nurburgring?
Well, I think for me, it's going to be very much a case of just trying to get away from people because as I saw there, I was like 2 or 3 seconds a lap slower by following someone. It's definitely going to be hectic turn one, but it's kind of a misrepresentation on fuel level, but otherwise it's pretty good.
Yeah, and also, so obviously that is one of the things here in the VRS are limited on the fuel, and that doesn't give you a perfect testing ground, but it also does give you some great racing, and we always see some very awesome racing here. But I believe you moved up 7 spots there to get that win, and so we were just talking pretty much through the race about how it's going to be about keeping it clean to be able to survive Nurburgring. If you want to have a good race, it's better just to kind of give up some time and keep it clean. Is that kind of how you go into the race in that aspect as well?
Yeah, that's one of big ways that you can do well here. I mean, I got a just 20-second lead and then stuffed it on the GP track and got spun and lost about 15 seconds and realized I needed to pit the lap before, so I was on a massive fuel save run, which was kept it interesting.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Well, nice job here in the VRS Sprint Championship. Hopefully we see you back next weekend at Circuit of the Americas, but nice job.
That's right.
Steenletcher there. So, yep, like you said, it's definitely an interesting track and should be an amazing few races here coming up here in the VRS Sprint Championship live on Apex Racing TV Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and I believe it's 18 GMT if I'm not mistaken. For those of you in Europe. But yeah, so Ryan, what is your final thought?
Yeah, I think it was an interesting race. Yeah, absolutely mayhem everywhere, but yeah, in the end, we were treated to a fantastic battle for the one, coming right down to the last couple of corners. And yeah, I think Circuit of the Americas next week could be interesting as well, because I believe that this should be, or I think they are using the Grand Prix layout. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good race next week, Circuit of the Americas. I think we're going to see a little bit of diversity there at that track, but yeah, awesome racing here this week in the VRS Sprint Championship. That has been it from us here on Apex Racing TV. We will see you next time.
We're almost out of fuel. You'll have to come in for a splash.